SEO, marketing, it's always one of those subjects, and it's probably one of our more frequent subjects on the show. A lot of people come on here and, they have their opinions about what SEO is. And, every expert I get, I ask the same question too, because I get a different definition for each person. So explain to us, what is your definition of SEO?
Yeah, thank you. SEO is, of course, the acronym for search engine optimization. And truly, it is just that. It is the effort of optimizing a website so that it can have a more definitive presence within organic search. If people visit Google, for example, and they perform a search, we all know about the ads at the top, and that's completely different. That's a paid segmentation. But beyond the ads, when there's those natural organic search engine results, what SEO does is helps websites to better rank and better populate those coveted spaces within organic search.
Now, hasn't Google gotten a little bit goofy with their algorithm of late? Like, for example, I listen to a lot of podcasts because it inspires me on how to host and become a better host. I like to hear, what others are doing. It gives me ideas as far as how I can be better. And a lot of people, they'll use not necessarily just DuckDuckGo, but even now the Brave search engine, they'll use alternatives that aren't Google because they feel that the SEO that they're pulling up is more accurate than whatever spin Google's putting on their algorithm. And that doesn't just follow with politics either. For example, I just got a brand new, beautiful laptop for this podcast. It's my first premium Asus laptop. Usually I go Lenovo, but this has 2 screens built in, and it was just so unique, and it had Thunderbolt 4. So I had to buy it. And I was trying to buy the extended warranty. Okay. Searching for that on Google was hell. It was one of the worst experiences I've ever had. I could not find the link. I found the link to Asus Premium Care, but I couldn't find the link as far as actually buying the product, and Asus's website needs some work itself. Now, I Googled it. I don't remember if it was through the Brave search engine or if I Googled it on DuckDuckGo, but I put the same exact words in, and with that, I ended up getting the link right away. I think it was the first or second result as far as the exact warranty that I have to purchase.
Yeah, it's interesting because you're right. Each of these search engines kind of has their own algorithm. And it's true, Google really has been making a lot of modifications to their algos. In fact, I think the last 6 months of 2021, I saw more shifts in the algos than I had in probably 2 years combined previously. There's just so much happening in that space. They're constantly trying to get it right. And I think the thing is with Google, if you ask them, they're all about user experience. What you just spoke to would be a horror story for the Google executives, right? They pride themselves on, if you have a query, they can help you get most directly to that solution or the information that you need. And so that they are always changing their algos. For search engine optimization, if you're studying this and you have a sense of where those algos are pointing and what is most, definitively important, you can position the website to rank, in light of that. So I guess to answer your question, for the most part, I feel like Google does get it right, but depending on SEO and how it's harnessed, it's true. Sometimes you can kind of game the system a bit and move sites to the top that maybe aren't as thematically relevant. Google does their best to also catch that in due course. And that's why, here's the interesting part of it. If you are doing SEO to finesse yourself into a position where you really shouldn't be, and the thematic contextual nature is weak at best, what's going to happen is one of two things. Either A, your click-through rate is going to be low because people are going to look and think, well, that's not really what I want. So Google's really watching constantly that if you do rank, the people are not clicking through, maybe that there's something there that isn't appropriate in the relationship to the query, and eventually you'll start to atrophy. The second thing is maybe, the meta information induces the click. So you show up, people click, they land on the site, and guess what? It's not relevant. Like you said, it wasn't what you were really looking for. So what happens? They bounce. And Google can see that too. So if you have an exceptionally high bounce rate or your time on site is really low, this starts to send quality signals back to Google, and then ultimately they're constantly finessing therefore in the search results so that they're getting the best. So, ranking top of Google, that's only half the battle. And it's funny because that's where everybody believes the war is won. It's being able to sustain those rankings. That's really, and that's where the on-site optimization is important.